G'day, it's Lucia. Welcome to my art channel. In today's video, I am wanting to create or practice a piece for the upcoming exhibition, the SAM Open exhibition that I apply for every year. And the applications are open in March. Now, as most of you may or may not know, I usually film my videos about 3 to 4 weeks prior. So while you will be seeing this one in March, it's actually February. So I have about 3-4 weeks to try and come up with something for the application. Now, you may recall I did a piece last year, The African Girl, which I'll show you up on the screen here. I really like that piece, and that was just a muck around piece, and I've decided I want to do something along those lines, only this time instead of using the gel gloss varnish, gel gloss medium is what I'm trying to say. To do it, I'm going to try different mediums. Now, I haven't decided at this point whether I'm going to use texture paste, whether I'm going to use air clay or polymer clay, or whether I'm going to do it with a mixture of foil, aluminium foil, or as Americans say, aluminum foil. Now, I don't know, but what I want to create is an African lady's face on the canvas, and then kind of build it up into a 3D kind of look. And then I will do the headscarf like I did in the last one with some fabric, and then add polymer clay flowers like I did in that last one. The background I'm just going to paint on this time, as in hand paint, using sponges and the like. Maybe some texture pieces that I can trace over. I'm not sure yet. I'll just have a bit of a play. But as I said, this piece here will be a practice piece because I haven't actually decided what technique I'm going to use to build a face up. Any technique I use will be a first, whether it's I've done polymer clay in the past. I've done texture paste in the past, but not on faces. It's usually been flowers or birds. But I've never used it for a face. So lots of things could go wrong here. But I'm never going to know whether I can do it unless I try. So where do I start? Well, for starters, what I might do is I've traced a face. I had this beautiful face that I got off, I think it's I'm not sure whether this one's someone's painting that was on, I didn't have a name unfortunately. So whoever this artist is, she's a fantastic artist, and it's beautiful, beautiful drawing or painting. I really loved it. Now, I'm not going to do it justice because my drawing is probably not as good as that, but I'm using that as a reference, and I've kind of drawn it onto this paper so that I can, and I've just made it a few little changes to suit myself, and I'm going to trace it onto the canvas, because sometimes when you try to draw it straight onto the canvas, it happens to not be in the right spot, and you have to rub it out. You can make mistakes. I did make a few mistakes on this one, and as you can see from the dark bits that I've gone over, so it's easier to rub it out when it's on tracing paper than, in this case, baking paper, than trying to draw it straight onto the canvas. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to tape it down and draw the actual, I'm not going to worry about the hair at this point. I'm just going to try and draw the facial outline. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, what medium am I going to use? I could try with foil. You know what? I don't think I'm going to like this. I already don't like it. You know, I'm thinking maybe paste might be a better idea. I think I might have better control of it as a face. If it was an animal or easier to sculpture, I don't think this is going to be easy for me to sculpt. So I'm going to throw that in the bin. I'm already feeling that I don't like the texture of it to work with. I like things that I can control, and that one I'm not able to control. So maybe, now, I haven't used this clay for centuries, so it might be really hard, feel hard. It might have been past its use-by date, and I've had to turn the fan off. It's hot in here, but I've opened the door. Hopefully there's a little bit of a breeze outside. There's a little bit on it. All right. Now, she's not too bad. She is pretty hard, but if I spray a bit of water on it, it might become a little bit malleable, hopefully. There for the moment. Let's see if that'll work, hey? I like to create hard work for myself because it is, oh gosh, she is really thick, isn't she? She's a bit dry, so I'm going to wet it a little bit in order to get it softer and more malleable. Malleable. Reminds me of making pizza dough with my mama in the early days. Only that pizza dough was a lot softer, I can tell you. Now, the air clay is supposed to take about 24 hours to dry, but on a hot day like today, anything's possible. I'm going to try and keep it as, I don't care if I get clay bits all over the place because I like a little bit of texture anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that much. Okay, I want to get it into an oval to start off with, and it's hard to do. Whoa, I'm going to lose it. When I've had to break it into pieces. The thing with air clay is that it has a tendency to crack as it dries, and I don't want it to crack. It's already cracking in some places. Ooh, that wasn't what I wanted there. And she's not big enough. I might need more. All right, let's put that there for the moment. Sure she wouldn't mind me using her old rolling pin. Pretty vintage, that one. That would be at least 60 or 70 years old, I reckon. What I might do is actually switch it off, try and get this down to its right consistency, and then I will turn it back on again. I think I might do that because otherwise you'll get bored, no doubt. Okay, and we're back. Now I've just traced the face onto this once I've rolled it out. As I said, I'm just going to do, I forgot to put my thingos on again. Doesn't matter, I've got some clay tools here. I'm looking for a little cutter. Probably upside down. There you go. That's easier to find. The face, there it is. All right, so I'm going to go around and cut this. Doesn't have to be perfect, just an outline. Before it dries. And I should have got some glue because this will have to be glued on because there's no glue properties. Still pretty wet underneath, but that's all right. I'm going to throw that in there and put some water in there so to keep it wet because I'll use that to do the 3D parts on top. Okay, and I'll leave the neck on there as is. Okay. I need more paper. All right, and then what I'll do is I'll build it up as I go, I think. Will she break as I peel it off? Probably will. All right, let's just wash my hands. things I do, or try to do. I'll just put some water on that so to keep it moist. it's going to stick when it dries, or whether I'm going to have to glue it down. But that's it. So at least I know how malleable it is to use the air dry clay once it's soft, if soft. This is my tester piece. So we'll see how it goes, hey? I'll let that dry and then I'll come back. I'll give it a coat of glue over the top now. Clean this all up, let it dry, and then I'll come back in 24 hours. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock. I've got to start cooking anyway. And see, might be a little bit more because I have to go to work tomorrow. Might be longer than 24 hours, but we'll see, hey, what it looks like when it dries, and hopefully it won't fall off. Oh, she's not perfect, but for someone, this is only my first go, so I'm pretty happy with the result considering it's my first go. All right, I'll go and get some glue. Let that dry, but I have thought of getting the fake hair and, you know, like the doll's hair that you can get, and actually putting that in to create a bit of texture and give it a bit of a more life look. Now it looks like her face is a little bit crooked, but it's just the way her face. Maybe I needed to come out a bit more with the neck. Maybe that's what I needed to do, but I haven't got any more clay now. No. Yeah, that's too dry. All right, it doesn't matter. See how we go anyway. She'll have a dress on. All right, I'll let that dry, give this a clean up, and I'll bring you down and let you have a close-up look, because I don't know whether you can see it there or not. But just to give you an idea, she was a lot easier than I thought to do it this way. As I said, I don't know whether she'll stick. Hopefully that amount of glue will let it stick. And we'll go from there. I will bring you down to show you, give you a close-up, and then I will clean up this mess. Okay, that's what she looks like close-up. Not as beautiful as the original picture, but it's the effect that I wanted. I'll have hair on there, so it's a little bit lumpy there. Not as smooth as I would have liked along the forehead, but that's okay because, as I said, that'll have hair on it anyway, and scarves and all that sort of stuff, and flowers eventually. So, yeah, not too bad considering, I think. And this was my first go in practice. So I'm thinking I might do something like that for the original. It'll be a different face though, not this same face. But we'll see what she looks like. We'll see you in 24 hours. Okay, it's been about a week and it's done exactly what I thought it would do. As you can see in the thinner areas there, it's cracked like I thought it would around the edges, and it actually lifts off, so it hasn't glued down like I thought, and it still feels, although it's not wet, it feels still a little bit moist. I did put a lot of glue water on that. I will have to glue that down for it to stay on the canvas. It did buckle a little bit around here, and I've pushed it down. And if I put the glue there, it should stay down. But yeah, as I said, it did crack like I thought it would, but I'm going to embrace that. This is just a practice run. I have been watching a couple of sculptors that do this as their artwork using clay, air dry clay. And I must admit, mine was old, so that's probably why I needed so much water. But theirs is so pliable. It's just really awesome the way you can move and you can actually add the 3D. And they had it a little bit higher than this one. But yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can get some of that pliable air dry clay. And maybe when I do my original piece, I might do that. We'll see. I'll be back next week. I'll leave it an extra few days, and then I will paint the background and glue this down and do the works there. And we'll see how she goes. Catch you next week.